When starting seeds indoors, the steps that you take early on has a lot to do with the success of what happens once you get them outside. And thinning is an important part of that. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to do it right and why it's important. I start a lot of seeds indoors, and I love to try different techniques for that. For example, these are soil blocks that I made myself, and the seedlings are doing great. But whatever I'm sowing into, I always sow more than one seed, and the reason why you do that is to ensure that you've got at least one that's viable and comes up. And more often than not, they all come up, and then you have a little mini jungle like I have right here. So then it's important to come in and thin them out, because if you don't, you've just increased the competition. Each of these is now competing for more light and water and nutrients, and you don't want that, nor do you need it. So how do you decide how to thin them out? Well, the first thing that you do is you look for the obvious ones that aren't doing as well and cut those away. Ultimately, you just want to get to one. Now, you could just pull them out, but I don't recommend that you do that. I recommend that you use some precision stem and leaf micro snips. I can get right in there and very precisely go into what I'm trying to cut and take it out. So let's just do this one right here. So that one was not doing that well, and so clearly that one needed to come out. That one I could pull out. But when you're dealing with blocks where you've got multiple ones in the same area growing close together, this is when these really come in handy, because you can get right down in there and take out the one that you don't want. This one looks really good. This one looks good too, but it's leaning off to the side, so I'm going to get rid of that one. One of the most important reasons to thin at this early stage is to reduce that competition for light, as I mentioned. Now, when do you start thinning these out? Well, not right away. In other words, right after they germinate, they haven't developed what are called the true leaves yet. That's the second set of leaves that comes out. The first set is the seed leaves. It's the lower leaves right here, and then the second set and everything after that are the true leaves. And so once you see true leaf development, that's when you can safely start thinning them out and have a better assessment at what is the strongest of the seedlings that are in there. But if you didn't thin them out and they're all competing for light, they're all going to stretch for that light, and then you're going to end up with leggy seedlings, and that's something you really want to avoid, because that really doesn't help them become stronger and vigorous. You want strong, sturdy stems, and leggy stems, those ones competing for light, are not that. They're not sturdy. So by thinning them now, they don't have to stretch for that light as much. And that's exactly what you're after. It's a simple process. It's a little bit therapeutic, actually. I like doing this, but it's very important. And you'll end up with one seedling per cell, and it will have more of what it needs to perform and be strong and ready for transplant in just a few weeks. Well, that looks really good, and I know these plants are going to do so much better from this point out with all that competition out of the way, but sometimes the best thing that you can do, even for your little seedlings, is show a little tough love.